Here from Mary E. Hebert Photography. I was trying to think of a fun, quick tutorial I could do today that would be really helpful for you guys and really short because I'm doing this while my daughter is sleeping. So what I was thinking is I could show you how to make a brush in Lightroom. I know there's a ton of different companies out there that sell pre-made brushes and pre-made presets for Lightroom. And that's great. I don't think you need to buy them. I think it's all stuff that you can make yourself, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So taking this guy right here, his name's Maverick, isn't he super cute? I'm going to zoom in on his eyes, and actually I'm going to zoom in even closer because I want to make a brush to make his eyes sparkle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the right hand side and I'm going to choose my brush tool. I can make it smaller or bigger using the little brackets that I have here. I am going to first paint on just his eyes, even though I haven't made any adjustments yet, so it's not going to look like anything. I just want Lightroom to know that's what I've selected so that I can keep an eye on it and I know what's changing as I go. So make sure everything's selected there. Good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the exposure a teeny tiny little bit. Just a tad. His eyes are pretty dark, but he's a dog and dogs' eyes are kind of dark, so I don't want to make them too crazy light or he's going to look weird. I'm going to add a little bit of contrast. I'm going to add a little bit of whites to kind of up those highlights that we're seeing, and I'm going to decrease the blacks a tiny bit. This is the one of the very, very, very few times I would add clarity. I don't hardly ever add clarity, but you know that when you're working on a very small little image like this, and I really want his eyes to be sharp and I want them to be noticeable, I'm going to use a little bit of clarity. I'm going to increase the sharpness a tiny bit, and I also wanted to increase the saturation just a teeny tiny little bit because it kind of brings out the color that he already has in his eyes. So to keep reference of we know how far we've gone here, we can use this little clicker here to turn on and off what we've done. And so you can see we've really made his eyes sparkle compared to how dull they were before. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go up here to where this says custom under effects or next to effects. You're going to choose custom, and all the way down here at the bottom you're going to say save current settings as a new preset. It's going to come up with a name. We're going to call it make eyes sparkle. Did I spell that right? Oh well, close enough. Create. So now that we've created this brush, we can use it whenever we want. We're going to hit done. We can look at this little guy if I hit fill up here, or even 1:1, and look at his before and after. We can see we've added a little bit of sparkle to his eyes and a little bit of contrast in it. It really kind of brings them out, makes them a little bit shiny. So now I want to go to an image that has not yet been edited. We'll pick one of my kids because usually I haven't edited any of those. Let's go to Eliza is One. This is my little daughter. So I'm going to try to find an image that isn't edited but shows her eyes off pretty well. Here's one. So here she is digging into that cake. We're going to go super close so we can see her eyes. Maybe we'll just do 1:1 because that's a little too close for me. Give Lightroom a minute to catch up. I can see it hasn't quite sharpened yet. Or it might just not be that sharp. Let's try the image next to it. That's much sharper. Okay, so now when I have a new image, if I want to sparkle her eyes, all I have to do is choose my brush. Under effects, it's already chosen because it was the last one I used, but I can go to make eyes sparkle. And then all I do is paint it on. Alrighty. So now I can see my before, hopefully, before and after. My Lightroom is lagging a little bit here today. So it's not a huge difference, but it looks good. If I hit done and I pull up the image of before, it's going to be much easier to see. So you can see we lightened them, we added a little bit of contrast, a little bit of sparkle, they just look much nicer. And then of course you can always tweak it a little bit if you feel like for this particular image you wanted to change a little bit of the settings. You could click on there to reactivate that brush, and you could always, you know, increase the exposure a little bit for her particular eyes. But that's it. That's how you make a brush preset in Lightroom. It's really easy and it's handy, and it saves you time in editing because you don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel every time you have to do something to an image that you've already done a million times. You can just make a brush preset and use it next time. So that's it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to email me or comment below on this image, or leave me a message on YouTube. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope everyone has an awesome Thursday. I will talk to you later.